Here on example 5, we're working with the MEQ, the millet equivalent. So it's given us an order that says we have to give lithium citrate 6 millet equivalents by mouth 3 times a day. And we were asked, how many milliliters will you give? Okay, so the order is written for millet equivalents, but we have to figure out how many milliliters that you're going to pour up into a medicine cup or pull into a syringe. So we need to start with our desired answer. We want to know how many milliliters we're going to give. Now I am going to go ahead and ask that you get used to writing it as a milliliter per dose, a milliliter over the word dose, because as you can see from this order, we have to give this medication 3 times a day. Okay, and when we get into, I believe it's chapter 5, we're going to start talking about safe dosage range, and those safe dosages are written per day or they're written per dose. So I really want you to get used to writing your milliliters over the word dose. So you see, when it's asking how many milliliters are you going to give, they want to know right then, for that specific dose, how many milliliters are you going to give? So we are asked to find a milliliter per dose here. Okay, so if that's our desired answer, that means our first fraction needs milliliters at the top, right? Because our desired answer is milliliters. Well, the order didn't say anything about milliliters, but the label does. The label tells us that there are 8 milli equivalents for every 5 milliliters. So we're going to stack that to where the 5 mil is on top of the 8 milli equivalents, the MEQs. 5 mil over 8 MEQs. Now that shoves the MEQ to the bottom, which means our next fraction needs the milli equivalents at the top. And that will come from our order. The order told us that we are giving 6 milli equivalents by mouth 3 times a day. So we're going to start with that 6 milli equivalents, but again, I want you to go ahead and put it over the word 1 dose, right? Because we're given 6 milli equivalents for every dose that we give. We have to give 3 doses during the day, but it's 6 milli equivalents per 1 dose. All right, so I think we have everything, right? We've got the piece from the label, we've got the piece from the order, but let's check our units. The MEQs get to cancel, and we're left with milliliter on top, dose on bottom, so we have the right setup. Let's do our math. We can do 5 times 6 and get 30, and 8 times 1 is 8. So when you do a 30 divided by 8, you get a 3.75 milliliter per dose. Now, at some point, we're probably going to have to round that, probably to 1 decimal place, but for now, I'm looking at the dimensional analysis aspect of it. Okay, so setting it up to where you're grabbing something from the label and then you're grabbing the piece from the order, as long as your units are matching. It should wind up with a 3.75.